Good morning. I am Larry Bungay, a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Carlsbad. I'd like to open our session today with a treatment that ErnestHolmes has done. So let us join in prayer. I acknowledge God, the Divine Spirit, as a living presence in everything and in everyone. I bless everyone I meet. I praise everything I do. I acknowledge God's abundance, the outpouring of the Spirit, the manifestation of life, and everywhere I bless my family. I praise my friends. I rejoice in the activities of my life. For I know that love does not condemn and life does not destroy. And sincerely I desire that every thought of my mind and every impulse of my being shall be constructive, life-giving, and shall radiate that which I now believe and accept to be at the center of my being, that light which lightens every man's pathway. And so it is.
So it is.
And as we are joined together this day, in this beautiful Sunday, I am reminded the truth that we all believe, that there is a power for good in the universe. It is greater than we are, and yet we can and do use it. And so in keeping with this in mind, I invite you to relax this morning.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudels, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Nice
Very
job.
Nice. Thank you, Joe.
Thank
That
you.
was beautiful. Next in our program, on the right side in the insert, is the reading that we like to do as a group together. There is one life, both visible and invisible, one presence, one mind, One power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect intelligence. I am an individualized expression of all that is. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect intelligence. I'd like to ask Jan now to come forward to help with the lighting of the candles. We light the candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There is only one life. That life is God's life, and that life is our life now. Affirm with me, I am life. We light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness in our hearts. We recognize our unity. We are points of love within the heart of God. Please affirm with me, I am love. We light a candle for light. The light of God is a presence and power, and we are always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. Affirm with me, I am light. We light a candle for beauty. For we are made in the likeness and image of God, and thus we are each whole, complete, and beautiful, just as we are. And we accept this beauty of God's perfection as our perfection now. Affirm with me, I am beauty. We light a candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate joy in our own rebirth and in God's consciousness. We each bring joy to the world. Affirm with me, I am joy. And we light a candle now for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in our world. Affirm with me, I am peace. And finally, I would invite you to take a moment now and to recognize your own inner light that is always shining within as we each honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles which are ours to rely on always. Thank you, Jan.
Out the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking, I might be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols by the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry. So climb down the chimney, put up the brightest string of lights we've ever seen. Slice up the fruit cake, it's time we hung some tinsel on the evergreen bough. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder, need a little Christmas now. Haul out the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking, I might be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little music, need a little laughter, need a little singing, ringing through the rafter, and we need a little happy ever after. Need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas now. Thank you.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce our dear Reverend Kate for the morning message.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here, and it's like almost Christmas, but not quite, right? You know, part of me is like, oh, it's almost Christmas, and part of me is, oh, it's Pearl Harbor Day. Well, you know, but that's life, isn't it? Life is just totally complicated, amazing, and wonderful. So for those of you watching online, I am Reverend Kate at the Center for Spiritual Living, Carlsbad, and you're very welcome to be part of our gathering too. So my topic today is a time for happiness. And why now? Well, you could say Christmas is in the air, but are you happy now? Maybe some of us are feeling sad or overwhelmed, have a lot of things going on. You know, Christmas season can bring some old memories, and that sometimes aren't the most fun, and sometimes it can bring some pressures about what we're going to do, whether we can afford all those gifts or find the time. And here's the thing. If you've been here before, you already know that here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we often explain that our perception of what is going on, our perception of everything we're experiencing in our lives, depends on our consciousness, on our thinking. And so we really do try to stay positive, no matter what seems to be popping up for us. But the truth is, we don't want to stop there. We don't want to stop with the idea of perception. It isn't just that our thoughts change our perception of what is happening. Our thoughts actually change what is happening. We can actually create new and better tendencies in our lives through our thoughts. And indeed, we can actually shift and change not just the patterns of our lives, but actually shift our experiences themselves through our thoughts and beliefs. And that's why we teach spiritual mind treatment and why we teach spiritual healing. We believe and know that it is possible to have a change in conditions. Now, we don't run around and call ourselves Christians much because, frankly, there is so much dogma that's been attached to Christianity over the past couple of thousand years that has gotten adopted by this or that different denomination that we're not really into. But we do believe and agree 100% with the reported words of Jesus when he said, "It is done to you as you believe." Yet at the same time, we understand we don't live in a vacuum, so our beliefs can be very strongly influenced by other people's beliefs, by what is going on around us. So we're usually interacting with other people who might be thinking something entirely different than what we were hoping to be thinking, but then, they influence and we're together and it's easy to go along. And this is part of what makes life so complicated, but also interesting. Imagine if you really were all alone on the planet with only your own thoughts. How boring would that be? It's actually exciting to know that there are other people who have different thoughts and different ideas and different personalities. And we get to enjoy life more because of that. And we learn through many ways. From what we've learned by interacting with others, from what we've learned at school, or watching current events unfold, or from words of advice that someone might have shared with us, or from reading books or watching movies. Just so many different ways in which we're always interacting with each other. These are always shaping us and forming us. And so we explain that by saying that our thinking is being influenced by what we call our cultural consciousness, our shared consciousness, or what I think of as the general vibe around us, which sometimes can be rather distressing. Lately, for some people, it's been quite distressing. And it's funny. Some people may not realize how empathetic they are, how easily they're kind of picking up this general feeling that is just going on. And it can be that, when you go to a Christmas party, you might pick up this feeling of happiness and we're together. And it might be that when you go shopping and it's like so overwhelming, you pick up, this feeling of franticness. Or it might be that when you turn on the TV and watch the news, you're picking up not just what you're seeing played out, but you pick up the feelings that the people you're watching are going through. I mean, that's what we are. We're connected. Yes, we're individuals, but we're all one with spirit, so we share in this divine consciousness. And most of us really do like to help others when we can, although it isn't always easy to know how to help or even when to help, especially if you get overwhelmed by your feelings. Then it's hard to think clearly. So, people have shared with me that they feel overwhelmed by what's going to happen to their health insurance premium, or their this or that, or their legal situation, or, their health issues, things that affect them personally, things that affect us all together. And I'm not really going to talk about that too much, because I know and I trust that each person here is perfectly intelligent, perfectly able to think for themselves and decide if there's anything they want to do, how they want to move through this shared experience. What I want to talk about is what we can do to strengthen ourselves. What we can do to strengthen ourselves spiritually so that we are able to have the clarity and the peace of mind to think clearly and make the highest and best decisions. Because this is a spiritual center. This is a place to gather and share ideas about how we can actually use spiritual principles to bring our lives into greater harmony with the greater truth that spirit is all there is. And that our outermost experiences really are directed by our innermost thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And so I just wanted to share today that if you are feeling a heaviness as we enter into this December, this time when we are trying to come together and celebrate the light, the good, the love. How can we raise our own consciousness so that that's what we're able to do? That's what we're feeling. That's what we're sharing. That's what we're spreading. Well, I think that one way we can do that, lighten our own spirits, is by taking time, making time for happiness. You know, it can be a daily practice. Make time for happiness. So, you know, I'm not saying turn away from what's going on, pretend that's what's going on is not real. And I mean real, reality with what in writing would look like. Reality with a small, lowercase r, as opposed to reality with a capital R, which is our spiritual reality. So when we focus and turn our minds towards the spiritual reality with a capital R, then we're focusing on the good. That underlying everything, there is good. And when we do that, we're focusing on the truth that each one of us is an individualization of spirit, and that this universal spirit is always in operation, almost like through a law. It's automatic. As our thoughts are more and more lighthearted, you see that our experience becomes more and more lighthearted. We actually don't just believe in the healing of the sick through spiritual affirmations and treatment, but the actual control of conditions through the use of the power of creative mind, which is loving kindness, goodness, and givingness. So it's really time to give happiness a chance. So usually when I talk about happiness, in the past I have spoken about happiness, and I've talked about happiness is a sense of feeling content, feeling satisfied. You might think of the teachings of Buddhism, where you're sort of sanguine, that everything is okay, that you see the good in everything. And that's true, you know, it is true. But I want us to reach a little farther. Because with December being the season of light, and we'll be celebrating the solstice, some people will be celebrating Hanukkah or other celebrations of light. We will be celebrating Christmas and having more and more Christmas carols as the month goes on. We need to remember that we're celebrating the light because we know the truth, that darkness is actually nothing. Darkness is nothing but an illusion caused by the temporary absence of light. Light is the truth, joy is the truth, good is the truth, kindness is the truth, abundance is the truth, love is the truth, intelligence is the truth, creativity is the truth, health is the truth, and truth makes the false disappear into the nothingness. Exactly like when you turn the light on in a room. Darkness is nothing. When you turn the light on, darkness disappears into the nothingness. So when we see another person or ourselves, and we make a judgment that they are old or sick or selfish or stupid, we're actually seeing something false about them. When we center ourselves in the truth, become conscious of reality with a capital R, we are going to clearly see them as simply a person moving along through their own life in their own highest and best way. So how can we turn on our own inner light of truth and discern more and more clearly? How can we become like that person who wakes up in the morning, opens all the blinds and says, "Oh, what a glorious day," even if it's raining outside? This is where spiritual practices come in. So we teach the use of affirmations. We can all use affirmations. My life is good. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Every day in every way, we are getting better and better. We can use spiritual mind treatment. And we like to do a lot of spiritual mind treatments on Sunday morning. And we invite anyone who wants to request a spiritual mind treatment, which is a type of affirmative prayer. You can learn to do it yourself. And we do it for each other. This is part of shifting our thinking. We can all do meditation, whether it's simply reading a passage, thinking about it, or whether it's a deep, silent meditation. We can all do these principles. But today, I just want to suggest making time for happiness and joy. It's not selfish to be happy. It's a way to raise our own personal vibration level and that of whomever we are with. And when we do that, we're sending more happiness, feelings of lightness into this shared one mind cultural consciousness. So I wanted to tell everyone how to do this, but I have to say sometimes it's not always that easy for me because I'm a worker. I often choose work over play. And I have this little story that I tell myself, which is, well, I love my work, so there's no difference between work and play. But if I'm really honest, I have to say, yeah, that's true part of the time. Part of it's fun. And then part of it is like endless, busy work. Not really that fun. So I wanted to actually get some advice that I could share from you. And I found a book called The Power of Fun by Catherine Price. And I read, not 100%, but about 80% of it. I skipped around to what I thought was relevant. And I feel perfectly comfortable sharing some of her ideas because as I read the book, I realized that she had drawn on a lot of our New Thought ideas. So it was very simpatico with what we think. But this was interesting to me. I hadn't thought about it, but she said actually fun is a topic that has not been studied much. If you think about science, well, people are always studying health or different psychological issues, but she found that there wasn't much research on the simple topic of fun, and so she created a study with 1,500 volunteers of different ages and backgrounds to try and find out more about what is fun. What is it? So she asked them a question, and I'm going to ask you the same question right now. So just think a moment about this. Please think of a memory of any time in the past, last week or 50 years ago, doesn't matter. Any time when you had a whole lot of fun. A time that was just so fun. Just stop for a moment and picture something in your mind when you really had fun. Do you have it in your mind? So I don't know what your memories were, but I'll just share a couple of the responses that she got from her participants because they were so different. So one person said playing music with their family, another going to a spa, another walking barefoot in the mud and rain, another house sitting for a week and sitting on the balcony drawing pictures for a whole week, another playing catch with their dog. All kinds of different things that people had as their own individual memories of fun. Then she also asked the 1,500 people to imagine a fun event that they would like to participate or help organize in the future. What would be something fun that they could imagine doing in the future, or that they would like to imagine doing in the future? So I'm going to ask you to think of something that you might like to do in the future. Got it? If not, you can do a little more work on that in the future. But anyway, after doing her study, the author came up with a theory that she called finding and creating what she called true fun, or I think of it as the most fun. She said that fun was based on 3 different factors, and that the most fun combined all 3 of these factors. The first one was playfulness, just happiness, playing with someone, just like releasing, abandoning your day-to-day responsibility mindset and just giving it up for playfulness. The second criteria or aspect was connection. So it could be connection with people, connection with, if you were taking a walk, it could be a connection with nature, but somehow being connected, not feeling isolated, but feeling connected with your environment, your co-participants in some way. And then the third was what she called flow, and probably you've heard the term flow, but it's the feeling of just being so immersed in the experience. It's like that is life. For that period of time, you're totally in that. Like if you're playing music or singing, you're just singing and That's the reality that you're experiencing at the time. And she also noted that laughter is a big plus that brings amazing health benefits, including reducing stress, reducing blood pressure, and also increasing resilience and emotional stability. So I really liked her idea that true fun was a way of enjoying a feeling of happiness far beyond feeling just kind of happy, sort of happy, kind of content. Well, everything's okay, good enough. True fun shifts us into what could almost be called the peak experience of happiness, into feeling happy and excited. So here's one example I want to give, because when I was in Costa Rica with some friends and my husband, 4 of us decided we were going to do go on one of those ropes through the forest canopy where you, yeah, a zip line. And they had so much fun. The other 3 of them had so much fun. They were just yelling with excitement. It was so much fun for them. And I was on tree number 2. I was like, okay, I want down. Down now. I'm getting off this tree, right? And my point is not, anything except we all have our own ideas of fun. So what is absolute highest peak fun for one person is not necessarily the highest peak fun for you. We're so individual. And so that's the reason why it's important for you to think about, when were you happy and having so much fun in the past? What were you doing? What was it like? What kind of idea can you generate for having fun in the future? What do you see that being like? And when you look at those 2 examples, something from the past, something that might happen in the future, can that help you understand your own criteria for fun? How to engage in your own practice of having fun in a meaningful way. So for instance, a lot of us have had fun going on a hike with friends. Why was it fun for you? Was it fun because you just felt invigorated by the exercise? Was it fun because it gave you a chance to talk with your friends? Was it fun because you felt the connection with nature? Investigate and think about what made it seem fun to you. If you had fun when you were taking a class, and I know a lot of people in here like to take classes, same thing. Was it fun for you because of what you were learning? Because of the interaction that you got to have with other classmates? What made it fun? What made it interesting? So in the book, it actually gave some words that might jog you into thinking about what is fun for you. So I'll just read a few of them. When you think about playful, do you enjoy being silly? Do you enjoy being creative? Using your imagination? Having high level of intellectual stimulation? Confronting challenges? Playing games? Do you enjoy uncertainty? Or do you like to know what's going to happen next? Do you like to have fun with big groups, small groups, by yourself, strangers, friends? Do you like to work in teams with yourself? What kind of environment creates fun for you. What about when you get in the flow? Do you find that you get in the flow when you're listening to music, when you're in nature, when you're having a thrill like a zip line, when you're watching a performance, when you're competing, or when you're just finding out about something new? I'm kind of giving you this list because honestly, many of us have gotten out of the habit of just having fun for fun's sake. And what I really want to encourage you to do is think of having fun as a spiritual practice this month, this week. Set aside time every day, even if it's a short period of time, and just do something fun. Just puncture that feeling of heaviness with a moment of fun. Maybe it's just watching a comedy that you know is so stupid and you would never waste the time. But when you're laughing, that's fun. You know, I'm one of those people who somehow always seems to be so surprised when the holidays roll around. Like, wow, Christmas is already coming? It's almost New Year's? How did that ever happen? The year just goes along and then wham, it's here. And that's when I start feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, there's only so many days left, right? How many days left? Well, don't let the holidays make you feel overwhelmed. Let them call you into a new adventure of enjoyment and having fun. Make everything something exciting. Steep yourself in the idea that with Spirit everything is possible, including having a fun adventure every day, every week. So I just want to close with a paragraph that's adapted from a talk by our founder, ErnestHolmes. It's short. He said, and I believe it, there is an inner presence that responds to us. There is a law of good that works for us. There is a power of right that can rearrange all of our circumstances if we believe it can. So suppose, he says, we try for this week to discard our negative approaches to people and circumstances, and for every condemnation, let's find something to praise. For every doubt, let's find a faith. For every fear, let's have a new hope. And let's see if we can't sing our song of praise and thanksgiving and happiness here and now. So thank you, everyone.
I'm from Michigan originally, and I know what snow's all about. And it generally goes along with this time of year. Here, not so much. But I've always loved this song for the feeling it gives me. It sounds like a lot of fun. Just hear the sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're gliding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy, comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. There's a birthday party in the home of Farmer Gray. It'll be the perfect ending to a perfect day. We'll be singing the songs we love to sing without a single stop by the fireplace while we watch the chestnuts pop. It's a happy feeling nothing in the world can buy as they pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie. It'll nearly be like a picture print by Currier and Ives. These wonderful things are the things we'll remember all through our lives. Our ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're gliding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy, comfy, cozy are we. Snuggled up together like birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a lovely weather for a lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
We're getting ready for conscious giving. It's our time to support the center, and I know there's quite a few people who send monthly contributions, and I really appreciate that. And if you look inside your program, it shows other ways you can give. But this is our time for those of us who want to contribute with cash or checks. And for all of us to just take a moment and think about this center. And just know that this center grows and flourishes because we live in a universe of abundance. So if you look inside your program, you'll see a little saying. And please say it with me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I am, and all that I give. I know this is so, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, everyone. So I just have a few announcements, and you can always find out more on our website, especially if you click on our newsletter, which has up-to-date information. And that website is cslcarlsbad.org. So if anyone is visiting for the first time, or if you visited before for the first time and we didn't have welcome packets available, please pick up a welcome packet. We do have those on the table today. And we have our, oh, look, I have a list. This is the most important thing that I wanted to say. If you go back, can you go back? Thank you. Well, that's not the most important, but it is important, and that is that we're continuing with our book sale of books written by our own authors right here in-house, and also ErnestHolmes. But the important thing I wanted to share is that we're going to have a celebration of life for Conrad Zagwin. It's going to be this Thursday, December 11th at Eternal Hills Memorial Park. So there's a visitation at noon. The celebration itself is going to be at 1 o'clock. Reverend Debbie O'Donnell will be coming here to officiate. So if you're coming for that, if you could try to get there by, say, 12:45, because it's got a big parking lot and you need to kind of walk in, that would be great. So we can start at 1. And Pat and her daughters asked me to share that information with everyone. And if you can't make it, please just know that their family is surrounded by love. Next. Oh, that's important. So starting in January next year, we're going to shift our time back a half hour. So our meditation will begin at 10. It goes from 10 to 10:20. And then our regular service will start at 10:30. So I hope that's good news for you. So far, everyone's liked the idea. And the other thing that I wanted to highlight for you is that we're going to have our Christmas potluck and carols singing party on the last Sunday before Christmas, which is December 21st. So if you want to bring a potluck item, we'll have cookies and some cider, and it should be nice. And we'll have Christmas caroling that day. So we always like to do some singing together before Christmas. So then, yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, and very important, today is birthday Sunday. So is there anyone who has a birthday in December? Johnny, yay, right? He told on you, no? Oh, okay, good. Well, we've got some. Oh, look, Joe's got a birthday. Oh, good, you can lead us in happy birthday.
I can sing happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to everybody. I know it's William's birthday tomorrow, too, and he'll be here shortly.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to us.
Good job. Happy birthday. And then, as always, I want to remind everyone you can request spiritual mind treatment today by either putting a written request in the box in the lobby table near the bookstore, or you can speak to me, practitioner Larry, or Reverend Dr. Maddie during our coffee and conversation time. So finally, I just want to thank today's volunteers and helpers. Thank you, Morgs, for the lovely flowers. And thank you, Johnny and Daryl, for doing all the audio visual. Thanks to Jan for the candle lighting. Jim for helping behind the scenes. And thanks to Jessica and William. And I know Susie helped today too, so thank you, Susie. The volunteer sign-up list is out in the lobby. And I'm going to ask if you are going to be here in the upcoming Sundays and you're not traveling to some snowy climb, please consider signing up as a volunteer in the next couple of weeks. We really appreciate it. So now, before we do our group song, I'd like to end with a spiritual mind treatment. And so I just invite you once again to enter into that space of knowing the truth that this is a spiritual universe, that indeed there is only one mind, that mind is God's mind, universal spirit's mind. And that mind is our mind now. We live and have our being in spirit, and spirit lives through us and with us. And we, knowing this, understanding this, are able to choose, make wonderful choices. And I now choose and declare that right now, in this very moment, something wonderful is already unfolding for each and every person here today, and for each and every person with whom we are connected. It is good. It is magnificent good unfolding, harmonizing that which needs to be harmonized, manifesting into our lives as joy and inner peace and wonderful health, abundant prosperity and happiness. I claim it. I accept it. I understand it is already done. And so I give thanks and invite you to give thanks along with me by saying together, and so it is. Thank you, everyone. And if you look on the back of your program, we've got our closing song, and I'll turn my microphone off and let Joe.
Open your hearts, let your love go free, out over the ocean, right across the street. Let it flow like a river, let it fly like a dove, till your heart remembers